Well, welcome to the Western Washington Rain Festival. I'm meteorologist, King 5 meteorologist Rich Marriott, and it has been a wet morning around Western Washington. We've had pretty much steady rain all the way from the Cascades out to the Pacific through the whole morning commute, actually through most of the night as well. And this is kind of a prelude to what's going to be a pretty wet 7 days headed our way, with a series of storm systems marching through the northwest, keeping us wet pretty much off and on. And those off periods of time are going to be relatively short compared to the on times. You can see right now, though, starting to see break out a little bit. We are going to see the frontal system move through here as we head towards midday to early afternoon. That is going to turn the steady rain into just off and on showers, so it won't be quite as wet as we head towards the afternoon commute up and down Puget Sound. And all the tower cameras this morning have gotten a great washing. They've all had a lot of raindrops on the camera lens. Occasionally, it looks like we're looking from underwater. The one there at Queen Anne definitely has looked that way several times this morning. That rain continues to pelt down, and not looking too different down there in Tacoma, looking out towards the Tacoma Dome, where you see nothing going on wind-wise there on the flag on the dome. Checking out at Westport along the coast, they're kind of where we start to see it let up a little bit, but still looking pretty rainy right now at this hour. Overall, you can see if we look at that 7-day forecast, a lot of raindrops involved in the making of this graphic, as we've got pretty much once again those storms kind of marching through here one after the other all the way through at least the middle part of next week. And you'll also notice we also warm up. We get above normal for our high temperatures into the low to mid 50s, and it looks like the snow levels are going to be bouncing between roughly about 4,000 and 6,000 feet all the way into next week. We'll look at that in more detail in just a second. Right now, we'll take a look at the satellite picture, which doesn't look much different from yesterday. Again, we have that big arc of clouds over there going over the top of a big area of high pressure out here. And fortunately, as it moves over the top of that ridge, it does rain out a bit, so they're not really wet systems that are moving through. They rain for a while, but the quantities are not all that great. As we head towards the weekend and next week, we are going to see that high drop to the south and east and kind of park down by California. That's going to open us up for those systems to move in more directly from the west and southwest, which is going to be giving us some warmer and wetter systems and drive those snow levels frequently up to about 6,000 to maybe even 7,000 feet at times during the week next week. But it does look like beyond that we may start to see some of those snow levels begin to drop as we head towards the end of next week and into the following weekend. But we've got to get through the next 7 days first. And take a look at the computer model. You can see it shows this today's system. We see a little bit of a break as we head towards the overnight hours, and then right back in here for another wet day tomorrow, it looks like. And as we head into Saturday, you might see a brief break, but then the rain moves right back in again as we head towards late Saturday and on into Sunday. And we just continue to watch those march on through here all the way through the week next week, with only a little bit of a break in between. But that is enough of a break to allow some of the water to drain off. So we are looking for some minor river flooding possible as we head towards especially the middle part of next week. But at least at this point, we're not looking for anything really major. So, and that's largely because we have these breaks between the systems. Checking those snow levels. So today we're running around between 3,000 and 4,000 feet. We've seen a rain snow mix at Snoqualmie. It's snowing at Stevens. They picked up a couple of inches so far. And actually, Stevens Pass and Mount Baker ski areas may get anywhere from 5 to 10 inches of snow down to the bases, which is going to be helpful for trying to get them open. But we do see that snow level pop right back up to 6,000 feet as we head into Friday, and then back to 4,000 on Saturday. And you can see it just kind of moves up and down. So they will occasionally be getting snow at the base of almost all the areas, with the exception of the Snoqualmie areas on into next week. It does kind of pop up in the middle part of the week, but as I said, beyond that, the main computer models are indicating some cooler air starting to work its way in here, so we might see the snow levels drop back down low enough to even see some snow at the Snoqualmie Pass areas. Shorter term, though, take a look at our live Snoqualmie camera. You can see some wet snow coming down there, and it's been like that through most of the morning. Nothing is stuck on the highway, and there's, at least at this hour, mid-morning, we've got no restrictions on any of the passes, with the exceptions of Stevens Pass, which has traction tires advised because of some snow and slush on the road. You can see that there from their current picture. And overall, the forecast you can see for Snoqualmie Pass, we see that wet snow this morning, and then the snow levels kind of drift up high enough that it turns to rain as we head into the afternoon. Checking out to Stevens Pass, they'll stay snow through the day today, and so they could pick up, as I said, anywhere from maybe 5 to 10 inches of snow between now and tomorrow morning, which is definitely helpful. All contributions are gratefully accepted. Temperatures today around Puget Sound running mostly in the mid to some upper 40s, and you see that warmer air starts to drift in here with those temperatures jumping up into the low to mid 50s as we head towards tomorrow. So overall, going over that 7-day forecast again, so the rain's going to turn off and on showers this afternoon, and might see a sunbreak mid to upper 40s. Tomorrow, basically rain at times. That steady rain will be with us for a big chunk of the day, low to mid 50s. Saturday, we might see a little bit less in terms of rain and maybe a few more breaks in there, and temperatures in the low to mid 50s again. Rainy day on Sunday. Rain moves right back in again for Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, and it stays mild with those temperatures running mostly in the low to mid 50s for highs.